Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click the join button below if you'd like to support us further. Now, let's get into today's story, an incident that has shaken the world of Turkish entertainment and left fans debating whether it was about true love, professional respect, or something far more complex. In the fast-paced world of show business, where schedules are tight and personal lives are constantly on display, few moments manage to truly stand out. But recently, an encounter between Mahassine and Jenk Torun at an airport managed to do just that. What began as a routine trip quickly turned into a scene that tabloids described as a movie come to life. For years, Mahassine has been admired not for scandals, but for her steady career and carefully chosen projects. She is known as a professional who avoids unnecessary drama, focusing instead on her craft and building a reputation of authenticity. Jenk, on the other hand, has earned his popularity with charisma, consistency, and quiet determination. Together, they represent two sides of the same coin, one measured and deliberate, the other passionate yet controlled. Their professional partnership had brought them success, but also stress. Long days on set, constant media attention, and endless press tours had worn them down. According to close sources, Mahassine had recently confided in friends that she needed a break. She wasn't running away from her career, she was simply tired. After a year filled with filming, promotions, and travel, she longed to go home, breathe, and reset before diving into new commitments. Jenk first learned about this decision indirectly, through whispers in the industry corridors. Though their working relationship was intact, communication between them had become stiff, reduced to short voice notes sent late at night, often about practical details instead of personal conversations. Concerned that distance was growing, Jenk decided to take an unusual step. Instead of sending another cold message, he booked a last-minute ticket on the very flight Mahassine was set to take. His intention wasn't to travel but to clear security, reach the gate, and speak with her face-to-face before she boarded. Witnesses at the airport recall how he arrived just as the first boarding call was announced. Calmly but urgently, he asked airline staff if he could see Mahassine, even for a few minutes. At first, the answer was no. But fate seemed to intervene. A brief technical delay appeared on the departure screens, giving them a small but precious window. And so it happened. In front of surprised bystanders, the two met at the gate. There were no shouts, no grand romantic gestures for the cameras, just two people standing close, speaking quietly but with urgency. Witnesses described open hands, trembling voices, and sentences interrupted by long pauses. A security guard stood nearby, watching but not interfering, while the boarding process slowed slightly. Jenk's message was simple yet powerful. He didn't beg Mahassine to abandon her break. Instead, he asked for a short postponement, a couple of days to sit down together, without scripts or assistants, and truly talk about their needs, fears, and future. He wanted clarity. Would it be worth continuing their professional and personal bond, or would it be healthier to part ways before fatigue turned into resentment? Mahassine listened intently. She didn't cry or make a dramatic display. Instead, she nodded, reflected, and eventually agreed to postpone her departure. She later thanked the airline staff for their patience and explained publicly that she was delaying her trip for personal reasons, asking the press for space. Jenk, in turn, apologized to fellow passengers for any inconvenience, closing his short statement with a phrase that spread across social media like wildfire: "Sometimes, the most important words must be spoken in person." The internet, of course, exploded with speculation. Some fans hailed the moment as a grand act of love, the climax of a hidden romance that was finally bursting into the open. Others were more skeptical, suspecting it might have been a publicity move designed to salvage their partnership. And then there were industry insiders, who recognized in the scene not drama but strategy, an effort to preserve their professional bond in a world where creative connections are easily broken. Behind the scenes, however, key decisions were indeed made. According to insiders, both Mahassine and Jenk agreed on three important points moving forward. First, they would demand stricter boundaries in their projects, refusing unnecessary publicity stunts that blurred the line between real life and performance. Second, they recognized the importance of taking breaks, that stepping back is not a weakness but a way to return stronger. And third, they promised to speak more honestly about their fears, from burnout to the pressure of younger stars rising quickly in the industry. What truly happened at the airport may never be fully known. But the symbolism was undeniable. It wasn't about heroics or scandal, it was about presence. Two people pausing the machinery of fame, even briefly, to have an authentic moment of connection. And in an industry obsessed with speed, that pause felt revolutionary. The next morning, social media was still ablaze with debate. Hashtags featuring their names trended in Turkey and beyond. Talk shows devoted entire segments to the encounter. Panelists argued, was this love, friendship, or professional survival? One commentator said, it's impossible to imagine such courage unless feelings are involved. Another countered, they're simply professionals protecting their careers. Meanwhile, fans remain divided. Some want to see them collaborate on new projects, dreaming of a romantic film where fiction mirrors reality. Others think they should separate, believing distance would allow them to thrive individually. Still, the fascination continues. For Mahassine, the incident reaffirmed her need for balance. She later explained at a charity event, sometimes going home isn't about leaving, it's about returning to yourself. Jenk, meanwhile, has kept quiet since the airport, focusing on upcoming work but leaving behind a lasting impression with that one powerful sentence. Where does this leave them? The possibilities are wide. They could take a complete break, rediscover their connection in a small private project, or reinvent themselves entirely in a new genre. Whatever happens, their audience will be watching closely. And that is the heart of this story. In a world built on illusions, sometimes a real moment can shake us more than any script. So, dear viewers, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Cenk's decision to confront Mahassine at the airport? Was it an act of true emotional courage, or was it a clever strategy? Would you like to see them work together again, or do you believe it's time for them to move on separately? Share your opinions in the comments below, your voice matters. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and click the join button if you'd like to support us even more. See you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.